Hey there, you beautiful people. This week's episode is brought to you by Deep Creek Glassworks. Deep Creek Glassworks is your place to find handmade, one-of-a-kind glass for everybody. Trying to stand out with a handmade gift? Trying to impress your loved ones or someone you would like to become a loved one? Look no further, Deep Creek Glassworks has you covered. They offer ornaments, pendants, wine glasses, functional glass, and more. Hop on their website to pick up your glass pumpkin decoration just in time for Halloween. They offer fast shipping and crush-resistant boxes, so support a local business and check them out at their new website, deepcreekglassworks.com. Works is spelled W-O-R-X. And just for you, make sure you use the promo code SUPERFUN for 10% off of your next order. So go ahead, hop on deepcreekglassworks.com, W-O-R-X, and get all of your glass needs met today. Love you guys. See you soon.
Welcome to the super fun game review podcast. Go Mega Ultra Between Review Show. Down.
I believe that what doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Welcome to MUBRS.
MUBRS!
We're going to talk about Stranger Things tonight.
Yeah, why not? Season 3, Stranger Things.
Okay, let's start out this way, and then we'll dive into the season a little bit.
Demogorgon!
I think season 3 was still really solid.
Yep.
But I think, in my opinion at least, each season has taken a slight step down in quality. And I say that it's just like the impact. I felt like the stakes were higher in the first season. Just with
Will being missing and everyone thought he was dead and
yeah. I thought the main villain, like that actual Demogorgon, was the most threatening of the three enemies that we've essentially seen. Like there was the dogs in the second one.
yeah. And the Mind Flayer was kind of like only in the Upside Down. Like he wasn't a real tangible threat.
Yeah, he was kind of working through the people, but it just didn't seem as threatening that way. It just, like, I think the enemy was the most scary in the first one as well, and most intimidating, and
The kids are a lot younger.
I don't know. They also did play into the 80s a little bit heavier this season.
Too much, you think?
I think a little bit too much.
Yeah, okay, I'll go along with that. I did kind of like the fact that it was like a timed holiday release. It's the 4th of July and Stranger Things is here, and like it all kind of came together. It made sense to me. Like I really think season 4 is going to be set during Christmas. Just because of what Mike says at the end of the season. By the way, spoilers for all 3 seasons of Stranger Things. If you haven't watched it all, yeah, this is not for you.
Spoiler alert.
Whoops. Going back to season 2, I do want to say that I still enjoyed it, but almost everybody like universally hates that one episode where it's just 11 and like the other child of
8.
Is that her name?
I think it was 8 or something like that.
The other Akira child, which is what I'll just refer to them as, whatever they actually are. The research facility.
I'm surprised they didn't come back to that.
I think
just like
it
a
dropped
loose thread just dangling out in the wind there.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to come back.
I don't think so either, but it's weird that they didn't put a cap on that one. Or like close off that tangent,
altogether.
just letting it just air out there. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed season 3. Especially the ending.
You know what the kids, like the core kids in the first season were such an intricate part of the show. And it just seemed like they were left by the wayside in this one a little bit. They weren't as...
Well, they were separated for most of it.
They were, but I don't think they even had as big of an impact on the progression of the story as in the first season. Like, I felt like Will's character
had nothing to do.
Yeah, he just wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons real hard.
Yeah.
This season.
I don't know if you've seen the meme or not, where it's Joyce, it's Winona Ryder, and it's like season 1. we've got to find Will in season 2. It's like, we have to save Will. And then season 3, my magnets are falling off my fridge. And it's like, yeah, what is her motivation? Like, I was kind of struck right away when she's at work and the magnets fall off the fridge. And then like within the next couple scenes, she has like all these books from the library and she's reading about magnetism. I just thought, this doesn't make sense. Like, this doesn't seem like something she would do. And that's coming from a fan of the show, not the writers who created her. It just, to me, that connection didn't make a lot of sense.
I gotcha.
And I get that is sort of to make the ball start to roll here, but something else is going on in the town. But the fact that it's the magnets at home and the magnets at work, and then she just goes to the library, reads about magnetism, and then goes to the teacher. It just, I don't know. For me, it didn't really work.
Yeah, you know what's the weirdest with that character is like when we met her, she was like a hot mess, like just trying to deal with the loss of her child.
True.
And like she played that part really well. But now they're like portraying her as the goofy sidekick to Hopper in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more humorous with the scenes with him and her. And it was a much more serious tone when it came to that character in the first season. It's just a weird direction they went there. That it's like almost like the flip side. It's like very serious towards the beginning. Now kind of the goofy character.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like not in love with that, to be honest. And I don't know. I think Hopper, they tried to, I don't know, there was something just so clutch about him in the first season. Like he was a badass, but not immortal. And in this, he's fighting off all these Russians, and he's just like mowing people down. Like now they made him like
plot armor.
Yeah, kinda. And it just, I don't know. I just feel like they're pushing some things too hard. Everybody, a lot of characters have plot armor now. Like the core group of kids, I don't think anything can happen to them.
Probably not.
And they just keep adding other kids. And are they really going to kill kids off on the show now? Like,
no,
they're not. They're just going to add a plethora of kids. Before you know it, the show's just going to be about a bunch of like teenagers going through puberty, and it's going to be a weird show.
They're just going to keep adding romantic interests for Joyce. They keep dying.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do.
I don't think he's dead, though.
Yeah, I know.
Something tells me he went to the other side, because that portal was there and it was still closing kind of thing.
Yep.
And I like that Russian guy that was tagging along with him with the Slurpees.
Oh, yeah.
Why is he like the face of this season now, though?
I don't know.
You've seen all the pictures online, like, oh my God, my heart was broken. And
He's
guy.
this season's Barb.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I want to say the sacrificial lamb for every season. But I think I need to rewatch some of it, because apparently there was subtext between him and the conspiracy theory guy that I didn't pick up on. I don't know. I mean, it just seemed to me like they got along well. I don't know if there was more there, but if there is, I missed it. Went over my head. I also didn't really like Mike that much this season, and I think it's both the character and the portrayal. For some reason, it just didn't work for me. The actor that played him, it didn't come across as strong. I remember it being better. Like season 2, one of my favorite moments is when Elle gets reintroduced to the group, and he has like this. They both have like an emotional reaction to seeing each other. Completely sold it. Excellent. There was like nothing like that with Mike this season. He just kind of, he's forced to lie to her, and then they get back together, and he says that he loves her almost in passing, and then at the end, she's like, "Look, I love you too," whatever. But I just felt like, and I don't know if it's really the actor or if it's the writing, but something just didn't work for me. The other characters seemed like they were all there. And they also sort of touched on like Will, and like, what's your interpretation of the fight they have about Dungeons and Dragons? Were they hinting that Will is gay, or?
I think they made a comment like that, because they said something like, "It's not my fault you don't like girls,"
right?
Or something
so,
like that.
But they left it. I think they left it kind of.
They left
open.
it very ambiguous.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I will admit though, the Dustin and the guy that works at the ice cream shop, I forget his name. Steve. I like that dynamic.
Yeah.
I wish they were put in a different scenario. I didn't like them trying to sneak into a laboratory or an underground
Totally isolated.
I wasn't in love with that scenario they put them in, but I still like the dynamic and banter that those two have.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Apparently their on-screen chemistry with their characters mirrors their actual relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're not. I don't think they're acting particularly hard when
that's
they're
good.
working
That's
together.
smart to put those two together. Then,
Yeah.
because they work really well together. And Steve was kind of that douchebag in the first season, but he became like a fan favorite. I heard about this when they were getting ready to film the second season. They wanted to give him a slightly different role in the show, and that's why he became like the mom to the kids.
I read that too, that originally he was written sort of as your stereotypical high school bully, but that either the rapport or the interactions with the actor, they decided to basically keep the character on, and that has just led to more and more great results, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, unfortunately, or I'd say it. What did you think of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter as Robin, which you're looking at me like you didn't know that?
It's Robin. Wait, Robin.
She's the other, the girl that works at the ice cream store.
Ethan Hawke and who?
Uma Thurman. She's Uma Thurman's daughter.
Why
are you looking at me like that?
I didn't even know those two were married.
They were married. Yeah.
They were?
Yeah. I don't think they're married now.
Okay, fair enough. I like Ethan Hawke, though. Side note.
Well, I think their daughter's great.
Yeah, no, she did really well.
You should watch the season again, and whenever she speaks, just close your eyes, and you'll realize that it's Uma Thurman speaking. Their voices are very similar. I didn't realize it until I found out that she is her daughter. Like, it didn't jump out at me, but once I knew, I couldn't unsee it, couldn't unhear it. And actually, that comes to so she has that, like, coming out scene. Like, wait a minute, this whole season, it's all these gay characters.
Okay, I will say something on that, though. I feel like, now that, like, the
LGBTQ community.
Yes,
How did I know you were going to say that? That's weird.
I feel like every piece of media needs to push that now.
Oh.
And I don't mean to sound offensive. I hope this doesn't sound offensive.
You're saying that it's like expected in movies and shows to have a
like
obligatory gay character?
To almost say, hey, we support as well, almost the thing. When that support, because everybody is doing it, almost becomes an offensive of itself in a way. It's
because it's artificial.
Kinda.
Right.
I think they're doing it.
It kind of is like in Endgame, where the one
it's
the
like
one
a jumping on a
director is-
bandwagon thing. Oh,
Okay.
these
okay.
other ones did it. Now we're gonna do it because we support as well, and it's almost like patronizing.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just like, because I don't know. I see it a lot now.
I get that more with and again, this is speculation, like the Alexi bit. Like, I read online that there was something there and I missed it. Maybe it's just the way that it was delivered, written, and done with Robin and Steve that I was like, okay, this is fine. Like, this does not seem like that. Like, obviously, as a viewer, I'm sort of like, oh, they're gonna end up together. This is gonna be great. And then when she explains, it's like, oh, it's like, man, that sucks for Steve. But I didn't see it that way. Maybe it's just
Okay, fair enough.
the fact that though there might be 3 gay characters in the show and they all kind of happen at the same time, that does seem a little suspect.
Okay, proportionally, do you know what percentage of the population is gay?
No.
4%.
Really?
Yes. Statistically speaking, what would that be? Like 20% of the characters on no, maybe that's a little high, but like 18% of the characters on the show then?
That would be... No, wait. Is that right? No. My math's totally...
I'm doing very rough math. I'm just saying you're talking 4 out of every 100 people.
Right, okay. So then 1 out of every 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem a little high. I don't know.
It's a weird
It
conversation.
depends. I think it depends. Like, I studied theater in college. I have a lot of gay friends.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
no,
not.
no, that's fine.
It's, you know, it depends. But it's possible that some of it comes across as patronizing. What did you think of Billy? Oh, Billy.
You know what? I didn't mind his character.
Okay.
I thought they improved on his character over what they did with him last season. He was real irritating to watch on the screen last season. And
True.
this, they kind of put him in, like, he was the bad boy kind of guy, and like, but you almost felt bad for him that the shit happened to him. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
Like, he was kind of a douchebag, but not to the point where he should be possessed and have to sacrifice himself at the end of a season.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
What do you think of his sacrifice? What do you think of that moment between him and 11?
between him and 11?
Right. So he's like corrupted and evil, right?
Yeah.
And he's like doing his little speech where he's talking to her. He's like, don't move. It'll be quick or whatever, because the mind flayer is right there, and he's gonna put his whatever on her mouth and infest her with whatever. That came across just as weird as I wanted it to. So he's given his little speech. We've seen him do it a couple times in the season, and she just starts recounting the dream, which I don't know if this happened to you, but when 11 in an earlier episode is doing her thing where she's trying to find him, and he sees her, like when she's in all blackness and she's walking on the water and everything, whatever it is that she's doing, she's astral projecting, whatever, and she finds him and he turns at her and she falls and she lands on a beach in her clothes, and I was like, oh, she found limbo. This is it. She's in limbo. Leonardo DiCaprio's right over there. He's right there. It just felt like Inception. I was like, wow, that can't be a coincidence. And she sees Billy's dream where he's like, I guess the last time he was happy, however you want to interpret it, and he's surfing and his mom's there. Okay, so it's the last episode. He's like getting ready to sacrifice her to the mind flayer to, I don't know, stop. She's the only one who can stop him, and she's just like, her hair was yellow and her dress was white, and he's like, oh. She's like, you said the waves were 7 feet, and all of a sudden he's like, oh no, I can't. When I first watched it, I was like, Martha. I was having a Martha. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so
your
it's all right.
references
I know
sometimes.
I'm rambling here. Anybody who's listening to this, if you get what I'm saying, maybe. Batman v Superman. They're fighting. Batman's like ready to give the coup de grace to Superman, and he's just like, I have to save Martha.
Is this the newest one?
Yeah, Batman vs Superman. Yeah,
I don't know if I saw it, but I phased that one out of my mind.
I don't blame you. So they're having this big fight, and he's like ready to strike, and Superman's like, have to save Martha, and Batman's like, oh, why did you say that name? How do you know who she is? Because they have the same. Their mothers have the same name. He like stops immediately. He's like, I can't continue this. Now I will fight with you because your mom's name is Martha. Martha will not die tonight. Whatever. I don't know why I'm turning Ben Affleck into Richard Nixon over here, but anyway, she starts talking about this dream that Billy's got, and it's like, okay, so the memory he has of his mother is so strong that she's recounting the details of it, and that's enough for him to stop this corruption from the mind flayer and sacrifice his life to save her. To me, it really didn't completely work. It kind of looks cool when you watch it, but I'm like, why wouldn't, like, I don't get it.
No, I got you. And I think what slight missed opportunity. They could have built this whole mental battle thing going on throughout the season between, what we call her L now instead of 11.
You can call her 11. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I don't
they
know.
call her L in the
yeah, no, I
season.
figured, but I think they called her 11 in the. I don't know. They whatever. So L and Billy, I think they could have capitalized more on that in the way of like. Have you ever seen? Sorry, it's gonna be a anime reference. But
No, go ahead.
Have you seen Death Note?
I have not seen Death Note. I know you're a big fan.
What about? Well, you probably there's a couple animes like this. Code Geass does this as well.
Code Geass?
Oh, it's a great show.
No, never seen.
But it's like the main villain and the main like protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Like just these series of moves and counter moves where they constantly are outthinking the other one and putting them in, and it's just like I feel like the dynamic they were trying to go for would have escalated to something like that, where they were starting to read into the other and start foreseeing some of the moves the other player was going to be making, and like it, I felt they could have made it more of like a chess game between those two, and it could have ended on a better note where they're coming to terms with one another.
Okay.
More or less. And I don't know. It was like it started out like it was going to be a really strong dynamic between those two, and I think it didn't build to that.
With like the scene in the sauna where it's
Kinda.
basically it's like him versus L.
Yeah, but like you saw, a couple times they had this mental connection. Like when she was like astrally projected, and he could like see in like the mist that she was there or something like that. Like I thought
it's almost like the Night King and Bran. Come to think of it,
yeah, maybe
I hadn't thought of that until just now. But no, I you're right. They could have played that up so that it really crescendoed with his sacrifice.
Yeah,
but to me,
yeah.
it just kind of fell flat. Maybe it's just the exact way that it happened. If she had said, a few other words, I might have bought it. But the fact that she just like starts describing the memory to him, that's enough for his humanity to come back and all this shit to leave it. It didn't really work for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Almost like maybe if Max had been hurt and he saw that and it like made him hesitate, and then 11 maybe did something to trigger like, no, look, you're a human being, like, you can resist. Something small like that, I would have liked it better. But to me, it just kind of seemed a little Martha-ish. You had a mother. She wore white at the beach once. Oh! Now I will sacrifice myself for you.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I
That's
know.
fair. That about wraps up my thoughts on Stranger Things 3.
I think I could keep going, but yeah, this is getting
Yeah, I don't
want
want this to be the main episode. And
No. I got you.
But before we wrap up tonight, Ralph,
Oh yes, of course.
I would like to introduce you to a little pet project that I've been working on. This is Harry's 5-star Yelp review.
Okay.
Fuck you! This week's is for Bed Bath & Beyond. I stumbled in after a long, grueling 4-hour shift at work. Cold and hungry, they show me to their shower room floor display, draped with the exquisite Clarice 15-piece bath bundle set in brown, where I got a hot shower. They then tucked me into the Hillsdale Madison bed set with rails. Oh, how warm the bed was. After a few minutes, the store manager came and sat down on the bed, where he read to me a short, popular children's book, Stephen King's Cujo, as I drifted to sleep. So yes, they live up to the name Bed Bath & Beyond. And that has been Harry's 5-star Yelp review.
What? Okay.
I have a whole pile of these at home. I've been just going on different sites.
The epic tale of Bed Bath & Beyond.
So I'm just going to, each MUBRS, my idea is to pitch a very way off the wall
Yelp review.
That is officially posted on Yelp.com. I made an account for super fun and everything.
It's not you, it's us. It's all of us. Okay. Oh my God. Mr. Barnes and Mr. Noble shook my hand as I entered the store. What? Okay. Thank you for that, Harry.
You're welcome.
That was enjoyable. It's like poetry. Okay, I think that wraps it up for
yeah, I think so.
For this MUBRS. I can't come back from that. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Jesus.